They told you demons were attacking you, that they were here to destroy you. But what they didn't tell you is the truth. Chosen one, the very forces that were sent to break you are the same forces that ended up building you. The darkness didn't destroy you. It refined you. The pain didn't crush you. It woke something ancient inside of you. And now, without even realizing it, demons are working for you, not against you. You think it's strange how the more they attack you, the stronger you get. That's not a coincidence. That's spiritual alignment. When God anoints someone, even hell has to cooperate with the assignment. That's why you keep getting hit and still standing. Because you're not just protected, you're positioned. You're not just surviving the fire, you're absorbing its power. Demons can't destroy the chosen, but they can become tools in the hands of destiny. Every betrayal you faced, every whisper behind your back, every night you cried alone, was actually a setup for your strength. They were assignments that didn't come to finish you. They came to forge you, to awaken your gifts, to activate your discernment, to teach you how to hear what isn't spoken, see what isn't shown, know what isn't said. You were never meant to be normal. And the kingdom of darkness saw it before you did. That's why the attacks started early. Why you felt fear and depression while others felt peace. Why the warfare was heavier on you, even when you hadn't done anything wrong. It wasn't punishment. It was confirmation. Hell knew your name before you did. But here's the twist. In trying to destroy you, they ended up pushing you deeper into purpose, into prayer, into alignment, into fire. You learned how to fight in the dark, how to worship in the storm, how to trust when there was no sign of breakthrough. And in that very process, the enemy lost control. Because now, you are awake, you are aware, you are dangerous. The same demons that once tormented you now tremble when you rise in the morning. The same entities that used to cause confusion in your mind now watch silently as your clarity grows. They see your power, they see your light, and though they may still try, deep down, they know they already lost. Because your pain gave you purpose. Your wounds became weapons, and your scars, they became strategies. The devil's biggest mistake was thinking your suffering would silence you, that your childhood trauma would paralyze you, that your losses would break you permanently. But instead of folding, you transformed. And now, even the darkness is working in your favor. You're being attacked less because you're weak, and more because you're winning. The war around you is proof of the value within you. But now the energy has shifted. Now the fire you walk through radiates from you. Now your enemies can't tell if their curses are being blocked or redirected. And here's something deep. The very demons that were sent to destroy you have now become silent escorts. They are unknowingly clearing paths, exposing fake people, accelerating your detachment from distractions. That heartbreak, it wasn't random. That loss, it wasn't failure. It was realignment. A divine setup to clear the way for your true path. See, God doesn't always remove demons. Sometimes He uses them. He lets them test you, stretch you, but not kill you. He lets them stir storms so you can find the anchor inside you. He lets the enemy believe they're winning, while he's turning every hit into a higher elevation. That's why you must stop thinking you're cursed. You're not cursed. You're being cultivated. You think you're isolated because you're unwanted. But the truth is, you're sacred. And sacred things are hidden while they're being formed. You've been in the wilderness not as punishment, but as preparation. And while hell thought it had you surrounded, God was secretly building a warrior. Now, demons that once played chess with your emotions sit quietly, watching you operate in authority. They haven't disappeared. They've just shifted position. Because now, every attack has become your awakening. Every storm is a stairway. Every insult, fuel. And the ones who tried to tear you down, they're watching from a distance, confused. Because they did everything to stop you, and you just keep rising. You were the assignment they failed to understand. They didn't realize the more they pressed you, the more heaven promoted you. Demons may whisper, but they can't stop what's divine. And you, chosen one, you carry a divine fire that doesn't flicker. That fire doesn't come from ego. It doesn't come from validation. It was born in silence, fed in the storm, and now it burns eternally. They can try to dim your light, but they'll only end up spotlighting your destiny. They can try to curse your name, but all they do is advertise your greatness. Because when you are chosen, even the enemy becomes a pawn in the prophecy. Let them whisper. Let them attack. Let them move. It's too late. The demons that once circled you are now being used as fuel for your next level. And silently, they know it. They know it. They don't say a word, but they feel it. A shift in the spirit realm. The same demons that used to attack you are now retreating in silence, not because they've grown weaker, but because you've grown stronger. They're not gone. They're bowing. Bowing to the authority that has awakened inside you. The authority of a chosen one who finally knows who they are. You've become what they feared you would become. Unshakable, unbothered, unbreakable. You no longer react to the chaos. You command peace. You no longer plead for help. You declare victory. That's the shift. That's why things feel different now. Even the battles you face now feel quieter. Not because the darkness isn't real, but because it recognizes the warrior you've become. You don't walk into rooms the same way anymore. Your presence isn't just felt, it's known. The demons that used to hide behind faces and fake friendships now scatter before you arrive. You carry light they can't stand. And even though they still try to observe you from the shadows, they can't touch you the same. You're covered. You're armed. You're aligned. They know every attempt to confuse you has failed. They see you discerning what others miss. They hear your prayers shake dimensions. And while the world is watching you glow, hell is watching you grow. Quietly, powerlessly, defeated. Because the truth is, the spiritual realm follows laws, and when you become fully aligned with your divine path, even the demons assigned to stop you are forced to obey. That's why they're being used without knowing it. Every time they stirred conflict, it led you to clarity. Every time they sent chaos, you discovered calm. Every time they tempted your anger, you responded with grace. That's checkmate. They wanted to provoke you, but instead they promoted you. They wanted to trap you in trauma, but you turned the trauma into transformation. They wanted to silence you, but you made the silence sacred. And now, heaven smiles as hell stands confused. Because chosen ones don't break. They bend. They learn. They evolve. And then they rise, higher than ever. The demons thought you were weak because of your tears, not realizing those tears watered your roots. They thought your pain made you fragile, not knowing it forged your spiritual muscles. They misunderstood your heartbreak as defeat, but it was divine redirection. They never stood a chance, because while they were busy fighting you, they forgot who was behind you. God, the one who sees every unseen attack, who hears the plans made in the dark, who allows just enough pressure to purify you, but never enough to destroy you. The one who says, "Touch not my anointed." And when you're chosen, that word isn't just symbolic, it's a seal, a supernatural stamp that says, "This soul is mine." So yes, demons still watch, still study, but now they're silent. Not because they gave up, but because heaven gave you the upper hand. Now, they have no choice but to serve your purpose. The storm becomes your classroom. The enemy becomes your messenger. The pressure becomes your platform. You see, the higher your calling, the more your enemies get reassigned. And right now, they're being reassigned, from attackers to builders, from threats to testimonies, from obstacles to fuel. That's why strange things happen to you, but end up turning in your favor. It's why the very situations meant to humiliate you ended up elevating you. Why people who tried to break your spirit accidentally made you wiser. It's spiritual. It's divine. and it's unstoppable. You are no longer the hunted. You are the hunter of truth, a mirror of what the darkness fears most, someone who remembers who they are. The demons still linger, but not with power, only with permission. Because now, they work for your story. They work for your legacy. They work for the very light they tried to destroy. Every attack is being recorded. Every hit is building a testimony. Every wound is becoming a weapon. Even the lies told about you, the smear campaigns, the betrayals, they were all orchestrated by darkness, but flipped by God. And now, you're walking proof that nothing formed against you ever prospered. Chosen one, understand this. Your spiritual authority forces demonic forces to become silent spectators. They can't understand how you're still walking in peace, how you're still forgiving people who tried to destroy you, how you're still loving with an open heart after so much loss. That's power. That's divine. That's why they'd switched tactics. They're no longer fighting you directly. They're hoping you'll sabotage yourself.